It doesn't look as if the end is going to be long delayed.
Junhi to break.
Junhi trailed 6-3 at the interval. His only real hope was to put together 2 quick frames at the start of the evening session, but in fact the opposite happened. So at 9-3, it's all over, bar the formalities.
Yes, what might be left is as to whether it gets to the mid-session interval, which if Ding won it would be after this frame. If Ronnie wins, it's game over.
One.
Of course, any professional has his pride of performance, but it's really hard when you have no realistic prospect of winning. You just want to put the best scoreline on that you can.
Well, that's often underlined by many of the best of 25 frame 3-session matches at the Crucible, where a player is so far behind he almost gives up the ghost. Matches will be over with a session to spare. He's played well this week, Ding. I'm pleased to see him playing better.
5.
But not so much today, in fairness.
Well, concentrating on position,
Junhi.
but the pot itself was pretty easy. You can't help but feel that Ding's mental resources were severely depleted by his very long semi-final against Mark Selby last evening. 4 hours, 40 minutes of that, 41.65.
What he's just done there, Clive, is what he's been doing all the way through this tremendous tournament this week here at the Guildhall. His safety has been quite magnificent at times. He already knew he could play safe, but some of the trouble he's got his opponents in. Go back to that match with Yan Bingtao, who was a very much up-and-coming player. He tied him in knots, and he had to, because that was the most difficult of the matches he's faced.
In fact, O'Sullivan only came through 4-3.
This is that's not what he would have played. I can absolutely guarantee that he played into the left of the bunch, and it was pushing squared up considerably. He got a clap, but it wasn't the shot he tried.
Junhi, 4.
Well, that was unexpected. He's trying his hardest, but they won't go in.
It's been a very frustrating day for him. I think in some ways this evening is probably even more frustrating, because 4 or 5 of those he's got very close to, and they all wriggled and stayed out. Such is the fine margins between success and failure at snooker. I think he's looking at the 2 reds at the bottom of the bunch. There's one in the middle as well.
One.
Those 2 reds, I think he's looking at for his next shot. They definitely go. The bottom one will certainly go. Doesn't have to play a cannon here. May not be a full pocket, but I think it goes into the middle of the pocket. Now you can see a perfect demonstration. And that is on. Especially from as close to it as he is.
8.
No doubt about it in my mind.
9.
Comfortably went.
It would be nice if O'Sullivan could round off his victory with his
50.
11th century of the tournament.
$60.
He made 12 in winning the English Open back in October. And that was a tournament involving 7 rounds. This
23.
one was of only 5 rounds.
24.
Yes, and he'll going to the next phase of this series, if you like. The Players' Championship in Llandudno is a very warm
31.
favourite. Saying earlier on, Clive, you've got the slightly riskier
32.
best of 7s to start with, his long matches. Best of 11s from the outset, 16 of the world's best players. And the man we're watching is the man they've all got to fear.
$29. 40.
The green is just something that might interest him. It's an easier pot than the black. The cue ball is not under complete control, but it's a backup shot. He's played it well. He has controlled the cue ball though. That's beautiful. What a recovery that is.
Still on the trail of century number 934.
Cue.
As he intends to make further progress towards the 1,000, which he's expressed the ambition of achieving.
There's a great area to land in after that green, right in the middle of choice of reds. And he's played better
44.
this week and this season than he has in this final, but it's an overwhelming success all the same.
We did see spasmodic excellence from O'Sullivan this afternoon.
51.
He made 3 centuries.
52.
But it wasn't consistent excellence. Not like that he showed in the English Open final when he missed only 6 pots all day in beating Karen Wilson
60.
9-2.
That last black was the final piece of the jigsaw. Landing behind the red. What a great player.
$67. 68.
There's a first prize of £100,000 awaiting him to add to the 558,000 he's already amassed this
75.
season. With several
76.
big money tournaments to come, he could well become the first snooker player to earn £1 million in prize money in a single season.
82.
That would be beating Mark Selby's record of 932,000
83.
and odd.
He could make a century here because the natural angle is into the red from this black. Not to be.
No century, but this evening's a ruthlessly efficient display, converting his 6-3 interval lead into a 10-3 victory. What a player, what a player. It's his 32nd world ranking title, and now he's only 4 behind Stephen Hendry's all-time record of 36.
Yes, and look at the joy. His friends are out there with him.